we have mismanaged our development in the river banks, river systems, river basins. We logged our forests, we put in monoculture, we put in a lot of drains, we built in houses where when it rains, immediately the water goes into longkang, immediately into the drain, it doesn't get a chance to get seeped into the land and so on, which is naturally can happen, should happen.
Are you saying that some of the major infrastructure projects going on in the country are contributing towards this?
Yes. Major infrastructure in terms of massive housing, people building housing into peat swamp areas, for example, people cutting down mangrove forests for aquaculture and so on. The roads that are built without proper ducts and rivers and waters dissipating technology and so on. That contributes gravely into a scenario where there's a lot of rain and the rain needs to go somewhere.
But aren't these all taken care at the point of EIA, the environmental impact assessment?
That's right. It is, in theory, it's supposed to. For some larger projects, for certain acreage of area, but everything is now segregated and in compartments. Everything is compartmentalized, fragmented. So, for example, we used to have a Ministry of Climate Change. The ministry included climate change in its portfolio, but now no longer. So climate change is cross-cutting. It's not just about climate and not just about environment. It's about transportation sector, the roads that we build and so on. It's about housing, where we build our homes and our housing areas and so on. It has to do with agriculture, and of course it has to deal with rivers, and that is under the Drainage Education Department. All these things that I'm mentioning falls under 4 or 5 sometimes different agencies and ministries. Climate change is serious. It's going to affect us over and over and over again. It's going to kill a lot of people. It's going to cause a lot of damage, for years to come, and it won't stabilize. So this is the most important environmental issue that mankind is facing, not just Malaysians. Mankind is facing. So we must be serious and we must focus. We must have a focused ministry just on climate change, cross-cutting, and making it compulsory for us to protect again river systems, for us to again reforest certain areas, for us to again stop all this unnecessary development on riverbanks and so on.
But how do we balance? Because people want development.
Yes, you can develop, but you can develop. Yes, there's a lot of technology you can use. As simple as there are dry toilets, for example. You do not have to use precious treated water that from the river goes to a treatment center and goes into the pipes, goes to a tank, into your house. You do not need to have valuable treated water to flush your toilet whenever you go and do your number 1 or number 2. There are toilets now, especially men's toilets, urinals, that are dry toilets. You don't need water to flush the urine out. There's chemicals that can handle that. And most of the chemicals are eco-friendly. So you save a lot of water, for example. So if we develop ourselves, mankind, if Malaysians put in development ideas and impose eco-friendly technology and climate change-friendly technology into all our development, this will go a long way in helping us address or trying to stabilize or cutting down our carbon footprint and being kinder to our environment.
Is it too late to make some of these changes?
It is never too late. We are, in fact, ours is a generation that has to decide now, because if the global mean average temperature goes beyond the increase of 2%, we will never be able to stabilize our weather and environment anymore. 2% increase in temperature globally. And people are fighting now to their nails globally. And this is what we saw in Scotland, the Conference of Parties. People are desperately trying to get governments to act now, because if you do not stabilize or do not cut down on emissions and do not keep the increase below 2 degrees, there's no chance for our future generations to stabilize or live in a stable environment.